Hey, what's up guys, it's Oxy, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to play a game that named Stanley Parable. Okay, let's jump into it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons.
Oxy 27!
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Okay,
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Really? Stanley was I'm happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company
Maybe
had
they hate
this
him.
happened. This complete isolation.
Maybe they
Something
decided
was
to do
very
a prank.
clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Oh my god.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, that's me. I'm gonna do. Okay. No. I want to type something. No orders. Oh my god, this is the time, you idiot. Go type anything. No, okay. It's not gonna work. No one is giving me orders. I'm tapping in here, Where is the camera that's saying me to do whatever I want? I want to jump on this table. I want to dance on this table. No one will ever say me. Like hoppare la soli. Okay. Can I walk? Oh, this is a sprint? No, he is sprinting. Okay,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe not. I can't even enter my own office. Why? Oi, 29! I miss you, man. Where are you? I know you're going to make me the
Stanley
lunch,
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Really? I want to do it again. And again. And
a few moments later.
And again. Okay, I don't like it as well. Maybe that one. No. Don't you ever
No matter
touch
how
this.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh really? I can see look all these scratches. It's like this 33. I'm going to report him. He is bringing a cat to this office. Yeah. Suddenly, every one of them is. Maybe the same cat is jumping on everyone. Everyone is part of this crime, and I'm not going to part of it as well. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. It's like it's like a view from home. I took a picture and I just put it on this wall. I love the touching. Like I love it. Compliment to the shaft there. Okay. 22, 24, 25. Yo, 18. Any rising numbers? No, 20. No. We've got 25. Okay. 17.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That's left for me.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Really?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, actually, 50. We've got a ride.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yeah.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, I really love the. Why don't I have this in my room? What did I do wrong? I followed everything.
really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Look
Really
at the
worth it.
hall, the full house of the glass. It's all mine right now. I can sit in here and watch the closed.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's
Really?
possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh my god, you are hurting me so bad. Don't close the door behind you.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
First door on my left. Is that it? Okay, that's not in my
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
God, I love the misleading movements from me. Like I'm okay. Where am I? Warning! I can't jump. Do not jump.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I did before you said, so you followed my movement. What the flabbity? Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let me focus. Shut up. Do not alter with outcomes. I can't even read this. Meeting rune. Rune with a what do you call it in English? Beautiful ballpoint. I don't care. Close. The closet room. Can I find anything in the closet room?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Can I just use this? I want the broom to clean the room. Okay. Closet room.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's creepy. Okay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah, exactly.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
The same.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
It's real.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it
What the?
appeared.
Oh my
It was so
goodness
much fun,
gracious.
and Stanley
Whoa,
marveled
fireflies.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest
lights off.
question of them all entered Stanley's
Siri,
head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Oh my god.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Now the
What
voice was
are you?
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Exactly.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
This is how Stanley's
And
thinking.
while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
No.
the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep,
the
he
game.
doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Yeah.
Now, hearing
exactly.
the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After
Why
all,
didn't I take
he knew
the
for certain, beyond a
upstairs
doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
No, it's
Did the
not.
voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Stop.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Okay. How?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Wake
the press
up!
of the mattress
Stanley,
on his back,
Stanley, you are not
the
dreaming.
fresh air of a
I mean, you are
outside
dreaming.
this
I
room.
don't know it's a dream. I'm just
Let
going
me
to
wake
punch
up,
my
He
face.
thought to himself.
Oh, come on,
I'm
come
through
on,
with
Stanley.
this dream. I wish it to be over.
I wish
Let
it
me
could
go
be
back to
over,
my
like if
job.
you when you wish
Let me
something is
continue
gonna happen.
pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
No, it's not
I
all I
want my
want. I want some
apartment and my wife
cup of coffee
and my
and
job. All I want is my
let's find
life
this voice for
exactly the way
Stanley.
it's
Stanley will
always
talk
been.
like this? No, Stanley
My
will talk.
life
It's
is
like Batman
normal.
choosing his voice.
I am. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, comfort.
I am okay.
I am okay. It's just here like it doesn't have. What is that? I want
Stanley
this one.
began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Yes.
I must be real. I must be. Can
I
anyone
just-
hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Really? Stanley is having some trouble in his personality.
This is the
He's
story
freaking out.
of a
like,
woman named Mariella.
Look around. No one is here.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Mariella.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Yeah, exactly.
I am
like,
saying,
you're not Stanley.
I am in
You're nothing
control
like
of my
Stanley.
mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
What the...
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Didn't she scream like because there is a dead body in her feet? Like she's oh my god! She will just consider about her life like, oh my god, this man is dead. I'm not dead. I'm happy. I'm happy to like above the body. It's just looking at him and this man was crazy. I'm not. Thank God. It's like go treat him before you do and you say anything.
Decided to go to the meeting room.
Wait.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, I went crazy, and that's like the first ending to the game, probably. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumb up, and subscription will be awesome from you, and you are awesome if you do it or not. So see you guys, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video.